Everyone has a story. That's the idea behind a county initiative to collect stories from residents old and new. Chris Zimmerman of the Arlington County Board set the tone for the project during his New Year's Day speech.
This year, we will initiate a new effort to celebrate Arlington's rich cultural diversity through a variety of events, celebrations, and storytelling.
Judy, this is Dulce. How are you?
We asked project coordinator Dulce Carrillo about the initiative and how telling stories is a part of local government.
Welcome back. How was your...
Running an efficient government is not just about taxes and regulations, and it's also about building community. And I think civic participation is one of the priorities that we have here in Arlington, and when people feel like we care about them, not just government, that we care about one another. Government is just one aspect of the community, but when people hear one another's stories and they appreciate one another, I think they're more likely to be more engaged with their community. We know we're diverse, but are people really, do we really know one another? Do we really know our stories, and are we relating kind of as Arlingtonians as opposed to whatever our backgrounds is? So I thought it was a great idea. It was Chris Zimmerman's, thought and idea.
We will invite people from across the community to share their experiences, their music, their culture, to tell Arlington's story.
And Arlington in particular is a place that has evolved a lot in recent years, not only in its physical dimensions, which are easy to talk about with the coming of things like metro and high-rise buildings and that sort of thing, but in the kinds of folks who've come here. We were a place for a long time that drew from all over the country, and recently we've become a place that draws from all over the world. On the one hand, we have a connection to America's history going back a couple centuries. On the other hand, we have a history that has only emerged in the last few decades that connects with people from all over the globe.
So being given the task, Dulce Carrillo's challenge was to make it work.
How is this going to have legs, and how can the community really get involved? We can work all day and all night. If the community doesn't like it, it doesn't really matter. We thought we'd get a whole bunch of people just submit their stories. We've actually had a handful, very few stories of people just randomly sending us their story. That's been really tough. So I think the first thing we did was create a website that would be the repository for these stories that we were collecting. We partnered with the Arlington Independent Media people because they said, well, we can host a workshop to show maybe people don't know how to do it. It's not as easy as it sounds. A lot of people said, us, Arlington Spellbinders, is a group of community, mostly ladies, who tell stories. That's what they do. They go around the community telling stories, teaching youngsters how to tell stories, and so they jumped on board. And then we got a former teacher, Judy Thibault-Clevens, who does story swapping workshops. She's just got a lot of energy, and she teaches people how to briefly tell a quick story that's important to you. And the beauty of it all is once, if you and I are partners, when we tell the story, I actually have to tell your story, and you have to tell my story. And so we hope that community members get a chance not just to come to events and tell stories, but actually exchange stories and make a new friend and appreciate somebody they didn't know before. People love to know the history of their community and when we say diverse, we really mean diverse. People who have been here for 5 generations, as well as newcomers, and everybody in between. People who have witnessed, segregation, integration, immigration, and all the different changes that we've seen in Arlington, that we are still seeing in Arlington. So we hope that that is an aspect that people appreciate and learn from, and feel more connected to their community when they find out its history. Our work with George Mason University Folklore Department, we've already gone out to around Columbia Pike and collected a bunch of stories. Well, they're committed for 2 or 3 years, so it's not going to end when this initiative stops being highlighted. So we hope that that is an aspect that people appreciate and learn from, and feel more connected to their community when they find out its history.
So this is an effort to try and connect with all those different stories that make up Arlington, all those different experiences that people have had that are very varying, but all ended up in the same place. And on a day-to-day basis, all contribute to what Arlington is today at this moment in time. So we're hoping to capture those and share them across people so that we can all get to know a little bit better what our community is based on who the various people are who live here now and who are contributing every day to making Arlington the community that it is.
I hope that we have a nice way of preserving a lot of those stories, and I hope that we continue to either keep this website up or transfer stuff to the Virginia Room so that people can actually, in the future, look through archives and find who said what from what community. And that's what we hope for all people, that they continue to have an interest in their community and who lives around them and preserving those stories.
If you'd like to add your story to the mix, visit arlingtonstory.us. It doesn't matter whether your story is written word or high-def video. The important thing is to tell it and share it.